Hello friends, polity, particularly previous year's questions. All these questions are very useful for UPSC and all PSC, Railway, SSC exams, Staff Selection Commission exams. First question, consider the following statements. Warren Hastings was the first Governor General who established a regular police force in India on the British pattern. A Supreme Court was established at Calcutta by the Regulating Act 1773. The Indian Penal Code came into effect in the year 1860. Which of the statements given above are correct? The correct answer is second one, B and C. B and C are Lord Curzon, first Governor General, established a regular police force in India on the British pattern. Second question, by a regulation in 1793, the district collector was deprived of his judicial powers and made the collecting agent only. What was the reason for such regulation? Lord Cornwallis felt that the district collector's efficiency of revenue collection would enormously increase without the burden of other work. Lord Cornwallis felt that judicial power should compulsorily be in the hands of Europeans, while Indians can be given the job of revenue collection in the districts. Lord Cornwallis was alarmed at the extent of power concentrated in the district collector and felt that such absolute power was undesirable in one person. The judicial work demanded a deep knowledge of India and a good training in law, and Lord Cornwallis felt that the district collector should only be a revenue collector. So, which one is the correct option? The correct option is option C. Lord Cornwallis was alarmed at the extent of power concentrated in the district collector and felt that such absolute power was undesirable in one person. Royal approval mandated for appointment of governors and commander-in-chief. Revenue administration was separated from judiciary functions, disappearance of mal adalats. Third question, consider the following statements about the Charter Act of 1813. First statement, it ended the trade monopoly of the East India Company in India except for trade in tea and trade with China. Second, it asserted the sovereignty of the British Crown over the Indian territories held by the company. Third, the revenues of India were now controlled by the British Parliament. Which of the statements given above are correct? Correct option is A, 1 and 2 only. So the first option is correct, second option is correct. It ended the trade monopoly of the East India Company in India except for trade in tea and trade with China. It asserted the sovereignty of the British Crown over the Indian territories held by the company. These two are correct. Next question. Which of the following led to the introduction of English education in India? Charter Act of 1813. Second, General Committee of Public Instruction 1823. Third, Orientalist and Anglicist controversy. Select the correct answers using the quotes. So the correct answer is option D, 1, 2 and 3. All the three are the correct answers. So the introduction of English education in India by Charter Act of 1813, General Committee of Public Instruction 1823, and also the third option, Orientalist and Anglicist controversy. All the three are correct. Next question, consider the following statements. The Charter Act of 1853 abolished East India Company's monopoly of Indian trade. Second, under the Government of India Act 1858, the British Parliament abolished the East India Company altogether and undertook the responsibility of ruling India directly. Which of the statements given below is correct? The correct option is B, 2 only. So only 2 is correct. Charter Acts 1833 was an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom which renewed the charter issued to the British East India Company and continued the company's rule in India. The next question, which of the following act of British India strengthened the Viceroy's authority over his executive council by substituting portfolio or departmental system for corporate functioning? Indian Council Act 1861, Government of India Act 1858, Indian Council Act 1892, Indian Council Act. The correct answer is the first one, Indian Council Act 1861.